Hey everybody, welcome to another Roam video update. This update's going to cover the whole fuel conversion to energy using generators to power your structures that require electricity. So before I start with that, what I'm currently implementing into the game is the farming system. So going out into the world, harvesting plants, collecting their seeds, and bringing them back to your base to have a sustainable food source if you want. And the very first step to that is actually harvesting the plants. So I've got that in the game right now, and that's about all I have plugged in as far as that system goes. But let's talk generators. So this windmill generator right here, there's two kinds of generators. There's the windmill and the fuel generator. And while I'm talking about both of them, I'm going to go ahead and start actually building something. So wind generators are much more silent than fuel generators, meaning that you won't attract as much attention towards your base, but they are unreliable. They're not as reliable as a fuel generator because the fuel generator, you just put fuel into it and then it powers your devices. But the wind generator bases its generating power off of the wind and its elevation. So the higher up the structure is, the more efficient it will be. The windier it is, the more efficient it will be. So there's kind of pros and cons to both of them. But the smart thing to do would be to put this up on top of a structure inside of your base. And you can tell how windy it is based off of the vegetation around you, and also if you have a fire of some sort, the smoke direction, depending on how slanted, I guess, it is, it's an indicator of how windy it is. So really windy days, the smoke will be sideways almost, and your generator will be running a lot better than it is now. But for now, I'm going to build this fuel generator. So the way that this works is, in a radius around the generator, it will automatically consume fuel if you have a fuel container, or you can put fuel manually into it yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate both of those. So I've collected the fuel in my container, I'm going to dump it in there, so now I have some fuel in there, and when it runs out it will automatically search in the area for fuel, if it can find any, and just refill itself. And that's just kind of to reduce the tedious process of having to continuously refuel stuff, and yeah. So while those are charging, I'm going to build a couple of these floodlights, and also talk about the workbench itself. So the UI for everything's still a work in progress. It's just kind of been on the back burner since I'm plugging in everything, all the other things to do with the game. But that's why there's missing icons and stuff. But what I've added is the ability to build multiple things at once. So you can have up to 3 crates on your workbench, and that just kind of is another example of reducing the tediousness of having to open up the UI and go through the workbench to build each individual structure. You can kind of do multiple things at once. So I'm going to put that right there. Just kind of point it towards camp, build this floodlight, and then I'll go and pick up the other one. I'm going to kind of put this one a little bit closer to camp to demonstrate 2 things. So once this is done, grab these batteries up here, turn this off first because it's kind of loud. So these are charged enough to demonstrate. Put that one right there, pick up that one. You can also, each item that's interactable has its own action menu, so you can activate or check the charge for the battery, for example. Check the charge or just pick it up. There's multiple ways to interact with items. The structure crates that I showed previously, I'll just show it right now. I'll build like a wall or something, because this is kind of to speed up the process of base building. So again, it isn't so tedious. But if I right click the crate, I'm able to pick it up or assemble it. So if I assemble it, I can place it just like that, or I can just left click and it'll just put it into the world. You can build it. But back to generators. So turn on my little dev thing. The red circle indicates where the generator can charge batteries. Charge batteries. The green circle represents the area the battery can charge, or the battery can power objects, and the red, when the battery's red, it's not being charged. Turns green, it is charged, so it's being charged now. Generator's giving off fuel, and this is just kind of a dev device, but also I just wanted to show how exactly it's working under the scene, under the hood. So now I'm going to change it to night. I'm going to turn off that. I'm just going to turn these lights on. So these give off a lot more light than the fire. Why would you want this over the fire? The fire also acts as, it brings attention to your base. So if you have these floodlights on, you know, they're not giving off smoke like the fire, so the fire should draw more attention to you, whereas these lights don't draw as much attention, but the drawback is you got to keep it powered with a battery, and you also have to use the fuel in the generator to charge it, unless you're using the windmill. So that really covers the whole system of converting fuel into energy to power your electric structures. That's about all I have to show you as far as that system goes. So thanks for watching.